Hi, you've reached my extended video review. Well, so here's the review. Well, this is actually not the review. Sorry, this is the review. This is not the review, but this is part of the review. So this is the Oculus USB-C to USB-C cable. It allows me to connect my PC to my Oculus, or what is the Quest 3 VR headset. Now, look, I get that everybody thinks VR is dead. I disagree. I don't think VR is dead. I think VR has a lot of use. This is the controller. Very nice. I do enjoy the controller. You get two-hand. It's a virtual controller. Works very well. I enjoy very much the product. You can see it there on my messy third desk. I have two other messy desks that I use and one messy desk that I'm going to start cleaning up. But right now, everybody and their brother is talking about the fact that VR is dead. And I don't believe VR is dead. I believe VR is going to make a rebirth. You can see over there, and I'll scroll in so you can see it. That's the Apple Vision Quest. That is another iteration. That is spatial computing, but it is an AR VR headset. Both the Quest and the Apple Vision Pro do a pretty good job of rendering the environment around them. For the reality of where we are, look, I don't think VR has taken off at any level like what people thought it was going to. You can see it's 8:22 this morning. The lower clock is incorrect right now for some reason. It doesn't synchronize with Google, whereas Google's clock actually synchronizes with Google. But anyway, the reality is I'm not sure people are quite selling the full value of AR at this point. So I'm going to suffice it to say AR is not dead yet. So anyway, the other cool thing about this cable, by the way, you'll notice how long it is. And you also notice I haven't taken the tips off yet, so I haven't plugged this one in yet. I will be plugging it in. But the cool thing is, well, first of all, it has, I like these. This is for the actual headset to plug into the headset. And then this other end, of course, USB-C plugs into the laptop. USB-C supports a lot more data traffic, but it also supports a lot more audio and video traffic on a single port than other ports do. So I'm going to try that out. It does give you a 100-inch monitor, which is really what I'm going to use it for, is just having that capability of having that monitor so that I can literally very quickly utilize it. So I'm going to put the cable over there. I'm going to pick up the headset. Now the headsets are pretty nice. You can see it on the back. It has a expandable, or not expandable. Well, it is. It's actually expandable and contractible to make it fit on your head. It does have some lens adjustment capabilities. Now the Vision Pro from Apple is linked to your eyesight. In other words, you literally have to send them your last eye exam so that they can create lenses that are specific to you. The Vision or the Quest does not have that. You can get that. I believe it's an extra charge that you can do. But, it's not something I needed. It works well, and I can see it well enough that it doesn't cause me a problem. So it's something that I enjoy. And again, I don't think VR is quite as dead as people are saying. I do think VR and AR are going to continue to improve. And I do think the reality of AR and VR is that it's going to also be an interaction space for future robotics. Where you can, put on a headset and see what the robot sees, which I think will be valuable because if you think about sometimes, and obviously not an expensive Optimus style robot, but we send robots into places where bombs and things like that. So and they diffuse bombs and things like that there, as it were. So as we head down that path, I do think there's a massive area where VR will grow. The other thing I do think that VR grows and helps and builds on is in the entertainment space. I do see a lot of room. Obviously, I have multiple game systems at home. I have a PC at home. I have a Mac at home. So, I have a bunch of things that I can do and use that will allow me to play games. But the reality is the VR games are really cool. So actually, so is the Apple Vision Pro. Anyway, that's my extended review for this week. Thank you so much for listening.